Hi, it's Joey and today I'm going to be watching The Wild, Season 1, Episode 8, Day 16. We have seen a plane. I don't know whether now it's going to be like the evil people are going to be in crisis because a plane was there, or if that was all part of it to give them hope and then take it away, because there's a couple of episodes left. Though I suppose they could get saved soon, actually. There's only a couple of episodes left. Though I feel like the title of one of the later ones is Day 20 something, so we will see. I'm very excited to watch this episode to see which girl we're going to learn more about today and just to get back to the show because I love it. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and if I have got my internal maths right, around this time on Patreon there'll be a poll for the show that's going to replace The Wilds, so if you're at all interested, every tier on my Patreon can vote in that poll. If you're vaguely interested, that's where you can check that out. But without further ado, let's go. This isn't their future. Really? This isn't how they'd act either on TV. Oh, bless them! They're actually doing this and just practicing. She doesn't look happy. And no one has noticed. All the sinister music, I don't like it. Oh dear.
Some dissociative tendencies, yes. So how do you know what's best for drawing her out when we don't even know which her we're going to get?
Oh my goodness. Oh, Shelby. So she's not the operative. So it's Nora or no, it's not Martha. It's Nora or Dot. But then Dot didn't seem like it because she was part of it. And oh wow, sunshine. She is struggling with the consequences of her upbringing, that's for sure. She even goes to a weird, creepy, cult religious gym. Oh god, that's a dad. Ooh. Ooh, so it wasn't their plane. You're a cruel bastard woman.
So you're saying we can eat everything? Hell yeah.
No. But what if the plane doesn't come?
These aren't candy, they're edibles.
Oh, Martha. This is not safe because you might all die soon. There's not going to be a plane. But she is letting loose. She would not, the Rachel of before would not have done this. She's not okay because of the kiss. Shelby, it's okay to be who you are and not who they want you to be. Sweetheart, you've been brainwashed your entire life. God intended you to be you. God, you are gay, therefore God doesn't make mistakes, does he? Is this an intervention for someone that's gay? This is a healthy family. No abuse at all. This man doesn't control every move that his family makes. So it's cool that she's gay. Or bi, but you know, she's not straight. That's okay? She's I mean, she's been in such a tightly controlled environment and she's had to fight to survive. She's let loose a little bit because she kissed Tony. But no one should be put through what she is being put through, here or in her own life. This is not a good idea. Shelby.
I'm gonna miss the shit out of you guys.
You can stay in touch.
And if you're ever in LA, no idea any of that means.
But you do you. You flourish.
For a roommate, I might be interested. Dorothy, are you offering to be my live-in muscle?
I'm so scared because I know that they're not going to be rescued unless the pilot can't be stopped, and I don't. This that would be me. This organisation will manage to catch the pilot and tell him that they're fine or whatever. I mean, it makes me feel so happy to see them having fun and letting loose. But if they don't get rescued, the resulting crash. Where's Shelby? Oh, talk. Please say Tony's going to try and talk to her. Is she hurt?
God, you're bleeding. Uh-oh. Where? Right there?
Or is that from Rachel's hand that's gonna get lost?
I'm sorry,
Oh. Okay.
Goddamn moon about getting back to a little civilization.
If she shaved her head as genuinely freedom and, you know, fuck trying to be perfect and trying to meet all my parents' expectations, I'm just doing me, and a good Christian girl doesn't shave. If it was kind of like a rebellion choice and not like a sign of mental instability, I will support her to the moon and back. But I'm very stressed because I feel like even without the pageants, and you can be yourself and free and gay and not under the controlling thumb of your parents and still have hair. So I'm really worried about her future, and I want her to be happy and okay, and I'm stressed. And I feel like whatever breakdown she had, she's back to some kind of fake persona again, and they're saying that she's having like actual issues. They have like destroyed the mental health of these kids. They have taken them when they were all vulnerable, that's why they all signed up, and they have messed with them, and I hate it so much. I wonder if her parents knew she kissed a girl or something, and that's why they sent her on the trip. Is it her best friend? Was it more than just friends?
Did that have anything to do with my trip to the dark side? Maybe a little.
It's these sheltered upbringings leave kids so vulnerable.
What, 13?
God, yes, she was 13, and he. Oh God, yep, disgusting.
He knew better.
Oof, Shelby's acting out, but she's being a teenager. Shelby! Oh, I just want to give her such a big hug. And then I want to punch her dad in the face. Okay, slap her dad, and then slap the bitches behind this experiment.
You told her, didn't you? You told her about the whole...
Sweetheart.
Is you that ashamed?
Because she knows.
Obviously the one with the shame.
Exactly. She knows that you aren't ready.
Not all your hateful church shit is not gonna help you figure out who you are.
It's not.
I know exactly who I am.
Don't, my love.
Wait.
Oh.
Hey, supper's up.
Oh, did he see anything?
There.
Shelby, it's okay to be who you are. She hurts her leg. She's got. Still waiting for Rachel to lose her arm.
You know I haven't had it in 3 years.
Ooh. Of course, that's why it was a big deal.
I think it might be time to call it.
Oh.
Which means fuck if I know what I'm going home to.
The rest of your future, most of us are figuring out as we go along.
We don't know all the details now that we need to.
Oh God.
It's unacceptable.
Just look at me, I mean, I'm right here.
This bastard. I'm so sorry, Shelby.
People might look at me like some kind of hillbilly.
Yes.
Backwards, Bible thumping Texan.
Texan or not, regardless.
Who just uses his religion to preach hate. I don't.
Yep, that is exactly who you are.
I pray for everyone.
Exactly.
They don't
The.
deserve it.
You're saying your own child does not deserve it and can't be saved. My God, you bastard. I hate this so much. It breaks my soul.
Kyle, he is in so much pain.
Because of you and his parents.
And if this is the life that he chooses, he's gonna be all alone. There ain't gonna be a place for him here.
If God makes everyone beautiful and perfect, why would God make people gay, you soul-crushing prick? Shelby, you'll be so much better off away from these people. You won't be alone. You will find your people. The rest of the world is not like this little prick. This small little man with his small little ideas that has brainwashed you your entire life. And I just want to give you a hug, and I will adopt you, and it'll all be fine. Okay, where do I file the paperwork to immediately adopt Shelby? I may be 10 years older than her, it's fine. No, don't wander off, please. I am so stressed. Martha? Oh my god! She saw him!
Well, including your ability to control the lives of 9 young women.
Mm-hmm.
Which we are doing to bring about revolutionary change.
No, you're not. You're destroying them. Some of them are managing to build themselves back up again, despite you. And they could have done it anyway. You actually kind of hate Shelby's dad more than you, so surprise.
If you'll excuse me.
You're only number 2 on the Joy's most publicly hated enemy list.
Nothing you could have anticipated. The odds of one of the
Mm-hmm.
girls lying down in the forest and then looking up in the exact tree that Alex was hiding in should have been.
Zero! I know! Guess what I just saw?
They're all gonna think she's high. You're very lucky.
Just saw Marcus and he's alive!
Uh-oh. So they put that there to distract her. Yeah.
Mia. Here. Lamello.
How did he end up here? It's 100% true.
No man.
When Leah's a bit less high, hopefully she will be able to piece that together. Because how the frick would he get there from the ocean?
We have a knack for truly failing each other.
Shelby.
All I said is we were just kidding around.
Or you wanted this. You
Oh.
be as fucked up as yours is.
Well, I don't know what you mean.
Shelby, when you're hurt, you will lash out more.
When you lost it, I pity you.
It's not true. Not what her.
You pulled with Brian. You know, you probably came on to him. Probably forced him.
Shelby.
You know that's not true.
But everyone else.
She's hurt and scared and terrified, and you do lash out when you do.
Mentally.
I know you're going through stuff.
She
I
is.
see you. And I will never judge you.
The fuck
Oh.
away from me.
She's trying to be a good friend to you despite telling everyone and telling her parents.
But you love America so much. USA! USA!
She's not okay.
Do you think she's okay?
No.
It's stuck. It's stuck. It's okay.
Oh, Shelby. Oh god, no. Oh.
Shelby, no.
Oh.
You know who's friends with her?
Oh. What happened to her friend? I'm scared. Did she kill herself after Shelby yelled at her? Which is more than just Shelby, it's everything else.
So sorry. It's awful.
Oh god. Someone give her a hug. I don't care if you're rivals and you hate her. Give her a hug right now. Oh, Shelby. It's gonna be okay, right? I was scared something like this would happen when they said about mental health issues and then kind of losing her one friend and Shelby saying I should never liked her. It was a pity when that wasn't true. But I don't think it was because of Shelby. There's too much more going on. Oh, sweetheart. Yes, let's applaud the girl clearly crying on stage. My love. Oh, Shelby.
If it can be fixed,
Oh my god, this bastard.
things work.
Despise him.
Shelby,
She needs help, not you.
sorry. We still have to. No, we're not setting that precedent right now.
This bastard.
Desperate you are for me to spill. Let me see her.
Who?
You're asking to see Tony.
Not her. Leah.
Ooh. Because Leah knows stuff's up, or what happened?
I wanted to apologize
Oh.
for all that. This place, this situation, it makes you go crazy.
It does. It doesn't actually help you work with any of your freaking issues. It just...
The only thing I seem to give a shit about is love. Isn't that what we're all afraid of? That we won't be loved.
Shelby, you will find so much love in your life. If you break away from your family, there will be endless love, and maybe you'll help your siblings escape too in the long run. My heart hurts so much. No one is here. They were so hopeful, and now there's still no sign of rescue.
Do you have
the pilot killed?
What?
You could have done.
I think I am.
A woman that tortures children.
Non-rescue may really change the dynamics.
Yeah, she's loving it. This is so sickening. Like, I feel sick. I hate her so much. You're not alone. Yes, girls, yes, be on to them. I love you girls. You've got this. Destroy these bitches. Okay, this episode was intense, and you know, I've been looking forward to Shelby's episode along with all the girls because I really wanted to get a real sense of who she really was. And over the last couple of episodes, everything we've learned about her, I was kind of scared to get to her episode. She just shatters my heart. Like, there are so many things wrong with religion. It has brought so much pain to the world. And you know, I often talk about religion in various shows I watch, like Lucifer or whatever, but I am an atheist. I personally, in my personal opinions, cannot understand how anybody could possibly believe in a loving God when you look at childhood cancer and kind of the world. But at the same time, I believe in religious freedom, and I would never, ever stop someone from being religious. But when that religion is harming others, that is where I draw the line. That is where I say, fuck you, and I think your children should be taken away from you. You know, the fact that first, Shelby's friend. Now, yes, I do think that, unfortunately, a weight Shelby will always carry is that their last conversation, she told her that they weren't even friends, she just pitied her, and that's, which I think her friend did understand was out of anger, and even the fact that her friend, you know, said to her, like, oh, I know you're going through things, I see you, I'll never judge you, or whatever. I don't think Shelby was the final nail, I don't think she is what caused it, but I do think it was a factor of losing everything. And I think, if anything, the biggest Shelby factor in her friend choosing to take her own life was not actually in any way, shape or form Shelby's words, but the fact that she'd kind of destroyed Shelby's life in a way. The fact that she told about the kiss and then that kind of ruined her friendship, and it was the one good thing she had, but it was the knock-on effect of what the stepbrother did, of the fact that that is a family environment in which she cannot tell anybody. You know, at this age, it's been how many years? She's realised it was wrong. She's been able to tell her best friend about it, but she couldn't tell her parents. She couldn't go to the authorities because she would be judged more than he would be. And it's just such a terrible, unhealthy environment. And then the whole concept of, oh, if you're gay, it's something you're struggling with, and he's in a lot of pain. He's in a lot of pain because you're saying it's a sin, you can't be saved unless you go to this conversion camp. And it makes me, conversion therapy camps should be banned. I personally believe churches that preach homosexuality is a sin and things like that should be banned, because it's just nonsense. No one's saying go and be gay, but if you believe God is loving and wonderful and he intends for everyone to be, he makes us all in his image and he makes us all perfect, and then you turn around and you're like, but unless he makes you gay, not to mention the fact that the original Bible text doesn't even say man should not lie with another man as he does with his wife, it says man should not lie with a child as he does with his wife, so fuck religious people who are homophobic. And it just shatters my heart for Shelby, because I think even if you took away her being gay out of the equation, she would be in a very unhealthy place, because her father is very clearly abusive. Now, he doesn't hit them, there's no sign of that, but that's not the only type of abuse. He is very clearly abusive, controlling and emotional. And you know, if the mum buys them a cereal he doesn't like, he just throws it away, takes it out of the kid's hand. That kind of, you will do what I say, but it's all said with a smile. And you know, I'm just such a good Christian man, God said. It's so hypocritical. If Jesus was real, if this loving God that they believe in was real, he would smite that man. He would not welcome him into heaven. You know, I wish, in a way, my real wish, other than wishing so then I could see my lost loved ones, I wish heaven and hell were real, because then all of these little Christian bigots would finally realise the truth when they were welcomed into hell. But just the way, his attitude when he walked in on them kissing, then the way he wouldn't talk to her, the way he phoned her parents and all of that kind of thing, and just shutting Shelby out. And then, you know, saying, oh yes, that other boy, yes, he was struggling with being like that, and it's so sad that he can't be saved and he's going to be alone. Just completely destroying that child. Like, I'm sorry, that is your little girl who you have loved for 17 years. And she's the same person she's always been. And she's been struggling with this by herself. But even without that, I think the pressure of being perfect. Now, I'm not pro pageants personally, especially not like toddlers and tiaras for little kids, and there's definitely the impression that Shelby has been doing pageants since she could walk. Maybe once girls are older, you know, in their teens, if they choose to do pageants, then I don't like say don't let them, but I do think the whole concept of pageants is just weird, especially as like, I don't know, it's just, oh, you're so pretty, and if you just happen to not be born with good genetics, like, you'd fail at a pageant. It's stupid. But for Shelby, this image having to be this perfect Christian daughter because her dad's the perfect Christian minister, and everywhere she goes it's Christian, Christian, perfect, perfect. It's not healthy to have that sheltered and upbringing. It leaves you vulnerable to people that are going to take advantage of that shelteredness, like what happened to her friend. She had an innocent crush on her stepbrother. She was 13, he was 19. No 19-year-old is sexually interested in a 13-year-old unless they're a pedophile. And so she was vulnerable to that. She didn't tell anyone when it happened. When he didn't want anything to do with her afterwards, she kept that in and she felt the shame herself, and it was only him that was feeling the shame. And I adored Shelby's reaction to her telling her that, to just complete solidarity with her friend, complete like, that guy is a pervert, we're gonna go ruin his car. I loved that moment, and that shows you who Shelby really is. That if we took Shelby out of this environment and gave her to normal family to raise, even a normal Christian family, they can go to church every Sunday but they're not bigots, she would be so much happier, so much healthier within her mind, and she would flourish and be the kindest person ever. Because like I said, there's nothing inherently wrong with being religious, even if I'm not. It is that brand of religious that is disgusting. And I'm so upset for her. And then for her friend, I'm so sad that she was so alone, that losing Shelby, she then felt like she had no one. Because within the church community, from what Shelby said, she struggled with her mental health and needed to be sectioned or needed, like, you know, help, and it wasn't talked about. It was all hushed up, and then it became a thing of no one wanted to associate her because she was struggling. Just, it's so wrong. So wrong. Honestly, I don't know. I wish we could go in and genuinely take children from these families. They would be better off. I'm never pro taking children away from their parents, but you know, you look at this kind of episode and it's just so crushing to know how many people there are out there, that conversion camps exist, that there are people whose parents believe being gay is wrong, and kids who truly feel like, because they've grown up and only known their sheltered, perfect little upbringing. You know, I'm surprised Shelby went to a school where she mixed with other kids, but you know, for her, it would be such a terrifying step to break away from that. Plus it's hard as a kid, but I think, you know, Shelby, we can, without the island and everything, with the fullness of time, would either have turned 18, gone to college. I mean, I know someone that was this sheltered in her upbringing. We met online, she's a few years younger than me, but she was this sheltered in her upbringing. She has some very backwards views that I think she's slowly growing and learning because she's getting older. But you know, she went to Bible college and things like that. I think if Shelby were to break completely free of this environment when she was older, she'd either go one of two ways. And way one is that she would completely walk away from them, that she would say, well, I'm going to make my own life, I'm fine, and she would find her people, because she is a kind, lovely, sweet girl who, there will be so many people out there that would be her friend. Basically everyone on this island would be her friend. In maybe not right now because they're very cliquish teens, but you know, growing up, she will find her people and she will flourish. And she'll figure out just who she is. Is she bisexual? Is she pansexual? Is she a lesbian? And all of those are completely valid. Or the sad truth is she will become a miserable adult who suppresses everything about who she is. She marries the church appropriate boy, produces 2.5 children, becomes the pastor's wife, and is just miserable and hates herself for the rest of her life. My only hope is that this island experience, she's very clearly not well, given that when they were talking about her at the beginning, they were saying how she's been having dissociative episodes and we don't know which girl we're going to get. I hope part of that is kind of her knowing that there's something up with this system. That's why she wanted to see Leah and she gave her the note. I am hoping that part of it is to do with that. That they know something's not right here, because it's quite clearly something's not right here. And after the initial shock of the rescue and everything wears off, if they hadn't already figured out something wasn't right, the fact that they won't let you even phone your parents, and then the fact that they're like drilling you for information like this, yeah, they'd need debriefs and they'd need real therapy, but this, and just being like the two bad cops with her as well, I'm hoping it's that, but I also think it's probably a very natural reaction to, there is the part of her that is who she really is, that is yearning to be free. There is the part of her that found that, that part found a bit more freedom on the island, but also there is the part of her that has been, I must be daddy's good little girl, a good Christian girl, that's still there. And then there's the part of her that is in so much pain because her best friend died. And she feels like she bears some responsibility, even though, like I said, I think there are far more factors in that. It is not Shelby's fault by any means, and I'm not, when I try and say that like her words had a slight contribution, without them it still probably would have happened. Shelby's into the world of hurt with that, with knowing that being who she really is means her family disowning her, but not being who she is miserable, not to mention the trauma of the island. I mean, God knows what they're all going to go through. She's limping. Rachel loses her arm. We haven't seen Nora or Martha, but we know Martha's alive from Tony. I was like trying to call her Shelby then, Rachel. We've never, Martha must be alive from Tony's interview, plus the rest of them would have mentioned it. I'm praying none of them die, but it's Rachel's line, do my parents know about Nora, that worries me a lot. Like, is she okay? Is she dead? Is she unconscious? Right now, she's my number one suspect for being the operative, because we've not seen her, or Martha, but I really don't see Martha being the operative. I don't think it fits her character in the slightest. Plus, they were concerned that Subject 5 had seen him. She's not a suspect. It's Nora Martha now. It's Nora or it's Dot. But I think it kind of has to be Nora at this stage. And I guess you might do it if you made her think it was helping Rachel. Not to mention she's very into she's very academic-y and might have read some of the papers and researches and liked the sort of female empowerment angles of it all. But I'm worried about her because of do my parents know about Nora? But then she also said, how our story goes next is up to you, so I don't know. But Shelby, I think it is completely natural for her to be struggling right now. And I think if you got her with a real, genuine therapist, she would be able to heal, and it will be a process, but unlearning the years of emotional, religious, controlling abuse that she's been under will take time. I really hope she gets that. We get to see her become who she really is and just heal from all the different fractured parts of herself. I think it's quite a normal response to not only the trauma of the island, but also everything else. And I think her reaction to not being happy about the idea of the rescue, I think it partly was a reaction to the fact that yet again she had impulsively kissed someone that she was thinking about, and then the fear of, what if she tells everyone and everyone's going to know, and then my dad's going to know and everyone's going to know, and it makes me evil, it makes me wicked. And I think when she claims, I don't hate everyone, I love people, even if they're gay, even if they're sinners, what she really means is I hate myself, and I need her to get through that. And then I think it's so hard because she's not super close to any of these girls. She was closest to Martha, but Martha's obviously put a bit of a wall up the minute she was like, oh, I think if you're gay, it's a sin. And Tony doesn't quite know what to do with her. I'm so glad that Tony kind of was firm with her in a way. She wasn't, looking out for her, do you think she's okay, and trying to keep an eye on her, but at the same time, this is something Shelby is going through by herself, and while she could do with supportive people around her, they're all on a bloody deserted island. It is not Tony's place to say, oh yeah, Shelby kissed me, she's gay, hello. It's, Tony is there if Shelby wants her to be, and when she's ready, she's there to talk to. The fact that they thought she might have wanted to see Tony maybe suggests that they do talk a bit more going forwards, but she seems to be closer to Leah as well. I wonder if that's because she knows Leah is onto things, so she's passing on some information she's gathered. I loved the bit at the end that she put her foot down. She was like, I'm not telling you anything else unless I can see Leah, and then she's giving Leah the information. I really want these girls to take these bastards down. To be honest, if Nora or Dot, because Nora, I'm like 80% sure it's Nora. Dot, I really don't think it is, because her interview did seem like one of the normal interviews, but it also, so that does make me think it kind of has to be Nora. But it was the whole thing of like how they convinced her to go that makes me wonder. I don't know. I loved Fatin's idea of getting a place in LA and Dot living with her. Their friendship is everything. I really hope these girls are going to be able to be in each other's lives going forwards. Again, they don't have to see each other every day, but they have been through a very traumatic experience together. They have grown and struggled together, and I really hope they can help each other heal going forwards. But for Shelby, she from what they've said, she is struggling, and I'd like to think that maybe a little bit of that is her acting, but they all are. I mean, we've seen that Leah is struggling because they're gaslighting her, they're making her feel like she's going crazy when she isn't. So I was really proud of her kind of sticking to her guns, getting that message to Leah. I'm so intrigued about what that was. I cannot wait to find out more. 2 episodes left in this show, and yeah, but surprisingly, actually, I think I do hate Shelby's dad more than I hate Evil Scientist Lady, but they're very, very close, you know, there's not much in it, because, yeah, the fact that she was so shocked I think she could murder someone when she's literally torturing children for her experiment, bitch, it makes me so angry, and it sets back the concept of female empowerment, or just, again, like I think an equal world would be better, but all of her ideals are set back 1,000 times over by the fact that she's willing to just torture children. But yeah, this was a fantastic episode. My heart is in pieces for Shelby. I am in the process of filing my adoption papers. But yeah, this was a lot, and I'm really worried about her. I'm really proud of her, and I believe in her, so I think she can get there. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.